Welcome back to episode 363 of the Bad Taste Video Podcast. I'm Mike. I'm here with my man Grizz. We're going back to the early 90s for some semi-wild zombie action, but a notorious VHS. I am pretty pumped to do this one. This is actually a tape that I've still yet to get my hands on, but before that, let's hit that intro.
Yeah, this is such a bad title card.
The Zombie Army from 1991, a Video Outlaw release. Like I said, I don't own this one. Video Outlaw VHS tapes, very hard to come by. Do see, like, there's the newer ones, like At Dawn They Sleep is a newer Outlaw release. You were able to get these on Amazon for fucking nothing back in the day.
So, like, if I'm not mistaken, those would be like Killer B.
Yeah,
Video Outlaws are the newer ones, right? Yeah. They have like a Killer B.
Well, no, this one, the At Dawn They Sleep one is a straight Video Outlaw. But
so it might be the. Then I think maybe one of them, either the older ones or the newer ones, had like the Killer B.
Those are the older ones. Have like, or at least these ones. So I have two original ones here in front of me at the moment.
That Goblin motherfucker! Look at that.
Yeah, Goblin and Dead is Dead. Dead is Dead 2, which I have, is not an Outlaw release. It just looks like one. But these are some fucking pretty expensive tapes. I
had a shit ton of the second release ones, like, Electric Cord Strangler, shit like that, like
Demon Sex, Demon Lust.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of stuff like that, which is fun, but it's
those ones are very
fetish like horror,
Yeah, those are like hit or miss. There's some real fucking good ones, like we said.
Demon Sex was fun, dude. I like that fucking movie.
Well, a lot of those are just named releases. They're just something that came out in the early 90s or the late 80s, and they put it out again, or something that was made at that time, and they kind of just re-released it. But there's some good ones. My man Bruce fucking has a bunch of them. But like it's called The Witching.
Yeah, The Witching.
That's one, not the really fucking Orson Welles one, but that's a Video Outlaw release. There's a whole bunch.
This is a hard tape to find, dude, in general. Video Outlaw or not, even dudes that I know that have a pretty extensive Video Outlaw collection don't have a copy of this tape. Our buddy Matt, who was on the show before with the Future Video, they do have a re-release of this. So if you're looking for it, they have a VHS release. They have a Blu-ray release. The Blu-ray is pretty fucking nice looking. Definitely would recommend, what you're going to see here is a VHS rip of it. But the Blu-ray rip does clean it up pretty well, man.
Yeah. You know what's funny about this? It was distributed, I guess J.R. Bookwalter got the rights to this to do the distribution, right? Because
that's how Future got it.
Yeah, because like the other releases are Tempe releases, and this feels very much like a Tempe Video movie. The subject matter, the way it's shot, the music, very almost reminds me of like The Dead Next Door, but slightly more money, but it probably wasn't. You know what I mean? Dead Next Door was shot on what's it called? On film. This was shot on video, right? Yeah. But
this is definitely shot on video.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But this one, I wasn't sure how you would he would go on this. I was not sure if he
Really?
would like it or not. And the only thing that really made me like kind of say like, okay, he liked it is when I saw how many clips he had pulled for the episode. Generally when Grizz fucking hates the movie, there's not as many clips as if he really likes it. Then my thing is
I'll do
filled.
a bare minimum.
Yeah,
There's a 10 clip minimum that we usually go with for the show. There's a couple extra this week because they
got
deserve
14?
to be.
14 plus Wide World
They're
of
not
Metal.
all. I mean, some of them are short, bro. Come on, give me. They're
That's
not
true.
all the banger fucking 30-second clips that we'll be showing. Some of them are just little snippets that I thought were worthwhile.
True. With these early 90s movies, sometimes, you gotta get all those little things that are in there.
Dude, it's so
Right?
important.
The training wheels are off by this time.
And
Something
what I love, honestly, I love this movie, man. It's perfect. 1991 zombie horror shot on video. You know, there's so much good shit at this time period, and I feel like this falls right into place with it. This is on that the line of like shot on video stuff that was meant to be serious, but it definitely has a goofy feel to it.
yeah.
Probably because of, budget restraints, I imagine, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Whereas like, a Todd Sheets something from this time period is going to seem a little bit more like eviler, or has a little bit more of like a gorier intent to it.
Yeah.
I guess you could say.
Well, they tried to make a real movie here. That's why.
Yeah. Oh,
Right?
yeah, for sure. Todd wasn't doing that.
There's a ton of like the army guys that are shooting guns, that are shooting actual blanks. You could tell by like the muzzle. There's like that little blank adapter that has the pin through it. So they're actually like letting off rounds inside. You're not doing that on a Todd Sheets movie. They're probably shooting real guns. But
I mean, and this had to have some kind of budget for sure, because as you can see right there in our background shot on our loop there, that the makeup is pretty fucking awesome, man. I love the zombie makeup in this movie. I think that's probably one of the highlights of it. And even as we go through this, you're going to see that there's like some pretty solid gore effects that weren't just like backyard gags. Some of these are pretty fucking awesome looking, man.
something that I liked about this is before the movie starts, just like the Tempe video releases, you'll see they have kind of a warning, right? A bootleg warning. Does this pertain to us?
I hope not. Dude.
No, fair use. We're critiquing.
You'll know tomorrow.
If you do copy this tape, we will creep into your room tonight, rip out your lungs, and eat your heart. Zombie Code 17, section whatever. It's a little, instead of the FBI warning, you get that.
I love that.
Far more direct.
Endearing.
Far more direct, right? You think it's like before you even watch this movie, let's scare the little kids and make them think that somebody's coming to their house for them.
I like a good threat. That's a good way to get me into a movie is to directly threaten my life. I'm sold. Let's fucking get into it.
This movie starts like off the bat. You start getting some wild shit. But before we actually get into that, do you want to give a little synopsis of the zombie army?
A lunatic left behind at an asylum that is then taken over by the military has created his own army of zombies.
There you go.
I mean, that's that's it, bro.
The lunatic that Grizz speaks of is
Jim.
Yep, he's our main character, I guess you could say. But you get this like kind of Shutter Island switch out right in the beginning, right? We get Jim's backstory told to you by Jim himself, without you really knowing at that point. But I really enjoyed. Cool, I enjoyed this like little montage with the voiceover. Well, it's not all a voiceover because you see him in a fucking lab coat in front of a class, a college class.
Telling the story.
He was released at the age of 16.
Is that a real beard?
They thought he was.
I hope so.
Is that a real headpiece?
He raped,
I love that.
and mutilated his mother.
He does look fake, right?
He raped,
Every
murdered,
piece of hair
and
looks fake.
mutilated his first girlfriend. With nothing more than kitchen utensils and his father's hand tools, Jim performed 3 perfect lobotomies.
God
Jim
damn.
had observed the operation once in this very asylum.
So basically what this is setting up is that Jim, as you could see there in that clip, is insane. He's also got like a photographic memory, right? He's a savant. They keep throwing the word savant around. So, he's a medical genius along with being clinically insane. Never a good combination unless it's a movie and you're the one watching it, right?
Yeah, it's a good setup. I do like that, especially because, like I said, we do find out that is Jim himself talking to the class there. He's fucking talking about himself. Great fucking turn of events. But basically what happens now is that, like, this asylum gets shut down and they got to move all the fucking patients to a different facility. But somehow, Jim and his psycho girlfriend, or
Jim and his lovely lady friend ends up getting into a little bit of trouble, and just as they're being put almost into they're put into a bomb shelter, like a fallout shelter, basically a closet in the basement to be punished. Just as that happens, they're told, hey, we got to get the fuck out of here and bring everybody to the mountains. I don't know why there's such a push to get everybody out, where they would forget pretty much probably their most famous patient.
Yeah,
right?
they said it at the beginning that, like, this is the doctor's, like, most, like, best example of his work, his best patient, and you're just gonna fucking leave him behind. Like, the motherfucker's teaching the class, basically. You're not gonna remember this.
Dude, that would be like Loomis saying, yeah, we're moving facilities, and then, like, they get to the next one. Hey, where's Michael?
Michael.
Yeah.
Did anybody grab Mike? Did we fucking leave him behind?
But the thing about it is, they're kind of just like, oh, fuck it. There's like a time jump, right? Like, they never go looking for this person. They just kind of figure, like,
he'll figure it out. It's Jim. He's good.
It's Jim. He's fine. He'll figure his way out. Now, something that I really liked is that the military, the Army specifically, takes over this space, this hospital, to use it for, I guess, some sort of training ground or a base of some sort. Yeah, but the banter between the soldiers themselves cracked me the fuck up. I feel like this is the only thing that you can get. Like, you only got this banter from this time period, right? It's like semi-modern trash talk and all this stuff, but like before you had to, like, kind of watch what you say.
I mean, this was me and you if we were doing this in the fucking 1991. I mean, this is pretty much how it would be.
Definitely. Whoa.
That's the wrong. Oh shit! Everybody, a little preview of what's to come right there.
Yeah, that's a preview of. Sorry.
That was a raunchy one too.
This place is worse than Jersey.
Hey, I wonder what they used to use this place for anyway.
I think it used to be some kind of fucking nut house or something. People like
They pumped a lot of good drugs into those crazy people.
Yeah, I bet you're right.
I wonder where they kept them.
I wonder if they got any left.
Let's go find out.
Go find those fucking drugs.
Dude, I don't know why I found that so funny when he's like, I don't know, some kind of fucking nut house.
Nut house, dude.
Like,
that's like the line of the fucking century to me too.
Yeah, like, to me, that's such a real fucking, like, a real reation and a real response. Like, hey, what is this place? It's a fucking nut house of some sort.
Dude, I'd say that today.
Yeah.
Like, I even loved it so much that I named the clip after that fucking thing. It's like some kind of fucking nut house.
So just like Return of the Living Dead 2, these soldiers are basically just doing drugs and fucking up, right? That seems to be a post-Vietnam occurrence, right?
Yeah, that's how the tone was set. It just kind of stayed course, I like that.
So now here's the whole deal with this. This military group comes in. They're going to start cleaning up the place, opening doors, moving shit around. Guess what? Jim somehow is still alive. So is his girl. And they escape their unintentional entombment. This is it's like a funny plot point because first of all, they look exactly the same, as though maybe a little dirtier. I don't know.
Just a little scruffed up.
But like nobody, there's almost like a supernatural element to it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how the fuck are these people still alive? Like, he all of a sudden becomes like a super genius while he's in there also. He discovers the secret of zombie production.
And he's not malnourished at all, man. As you'll see in this next clip where he beats the fuck out of this dude with a hammer. I mean, he's ready to go. He's very spry for being fucking eating what I imagined is to be snacks of crackers and shit for the past few years.
Yeah. So as soon as this guy like breaks out of his little prison cell of the basement or whatever the fuck you want to call it, he immediately just starts taking out these army dudes like he's Solid Snake, right? He just does not give a shit. And as they say, it's hammer time.
What the?
Oh, sorry. It's not a hammer. It's a pipe. He's got like a...
Oh, I thought it was a hammer. That's my bad.
Yeah, so he pops out of the closet and just starts beating this guy with a pipe.
I mean, either way, blunt force trauma, am I right? It's fucking awesome.
Pulls out his clipboard, starts writing down notes like he's Doogie Howser. Dude, that's not a real beard. That's definitely a fake beard.
Oh, that bums me out. I wish it just looked that bad naturally.
Why does he look Amish, though? He looks like he's fucking Amish. Right? It's got maybe because he doesn't have the mustache. Maybe that, or it's very.
Dude, he
very
looks
light.
like this actor from like the '90s. I will never fucking guess this guy's name, but like, remember that movie Night at the Roxbury?
Yeah.
Right. Everyone knows that fucking movie. They had that like Greg the trainer buddy who was all jacked and shit.
Oh yeah.
He fucking like has that dude's face, dude. He was in Dead Man on Campus. Great fucking '90s movie. If you've never fucking seen that shit, dude, that movie rules.
Is he a Busey?
Dude, I wanted to fucking say that he might have been, but you know what?
I'm gonna look it up. I got this, man. I got this.
Because he has a very Busey face, but it's not like straight. He can't be like, because Gary doesn't have any kids, right?
Yeah,
I know he's got a nephew.
Yeah, no, he does.
Does he have kids?
Yeah, he's got kids.
His nephew is pretty famous for being a fucking wild man. I know that. Like, dude's a party animal.
Well, like Jake Busey is his son. Is his son?
Is that his son?
Yeah.
I thought that was his nephew.
No, I think that's his actual kid. All right, I'm not seeing a Busey name here.
Yeah, it can't be. I'm pretty sure the dude's name was.
What the fuck is his name in the fucking movie though? That's the whole thing, man. Then I could give you a.
All right, but seriously, his name is Lycan Monroe.
Oh, there it is. Lochlyn.
How the fuck would you say that name, bro?
Lachlan,
bro. You
Monroe.
fucking got it. Lachlan Monroe.
Unlocked.
That's who this fucking dude looks like, man. Now that we figured that out.
But this is where now things start to get turned up a bit, right? He starts to put his plan into immediate action, right? He is going to resurrect these soldiers to start his zombie army. I think it's kind of... What do you think about the process of zombification here? It's more like
electroshop therapy.
Yeah, it's more like Frankensteinish, right?
Definitely a little Frankenstein-y. I don't really see the connection of how this is turning people into zombies, but I'm willing to overlook that for the sake of this being a pretty fucking fun 1991 shot-on-video movie.
I do really enjoy when he does his first one because he fucks up, as you may do, and there's an awesome head explosion here, right?
Yeah, I didn't see this coming, dude. This was fun.
I definitely didn't either. So
I love that, dude. The way the dude's shaking is fucking great.
They set the juice a little too high. Get out of here!
Frying him.
Yeah, you see the smoke coming out of his mouth. That's awesome. The makeup there is great. Peeking through the window, because of course you got to see.
You don't want to miss it. The money shot.
Oh, here it comes.
The anticipation is great, right? You know it's gonna. Oh, and there it goes.
Goo and blood everywhere. Awesome.
Good.
Really awesome. See, like that's an effect that reminds me of like a Dead Next Door or J.R. Bookwalter film from very, around this time.
What they would do, yeah,
very
100%.
Yeah, very similar to me, and I think I don't know. I think it just fits with the whole vibe of the movie, right? It gets crazier and crazier as it goes. The gore gets crazier and crazier as it goes.
This movie gets so gooey, and I had no idea that it was going to be that way, dude. Like, I thought this was going to be. I thought that was the level of like.
No,
when I first saw that, I thought, wow, this movie peaked already. You know, that's kind of like what I thought. Like they already gave you.
It gets
probably
way
one
crazier.
of their best effects.
No,
but
there's
wrong.
more. Should we show when there's a successful zombie?
I think that's the next process here that we should see happen.
So he perfects his procedure here, and you can see it's pretty easy, right? Looks like anybody can do it. He's not doing the Herbert West where he's making a serum of some sort, the reagent. He's just fucking zapping him.
Cool machine.
Bigger the head, the higher the voltage.
Oh yeah.
The zombie's guts are hanging out. Jumpstart.
And I love how he's like the makeup slowly starts to appear on him. That's such a good fucking. That's a good touch.
Yes, I didn't even notice that.
It's awesome, dude.
He's got the fade to black makeup right now.
Yeah, that's great.
I really like the idea that he's got that like zombie sidekick, basically like a more advanced bub.
Yes, he is very bubbish though, for sure, dude. I think that's a very good description. But I like that too. I like that he's got like his handyman that he can fucking count on to like keep the other zombies in line and shit.
Well, that's what you need, man. You can't just do everything yourself.
You can't do it all yourself, dude.
You need to get your number two.
Delegate, dude. You gotta delegate, man. That's the key to life. I agree.
That is the key to life, man. It is delegation. I really do like where this goes, though. Once the zombies attack, right? We start to see zombies grow in number. They're on the loose. They are starting to just kind of run through everybody on the base, right? They're not exactly finding much resistance besides a couple people in the beginning.
Yeah, but there's also a ton of fucking ones that get wasted. Like, dude, humans are fucking dying left and right in the beginning of this movie. It's a really fun, like from the point where like the zombies start getting made, the movie just fucking ramps up and just takes off until the very end. It's really fun to sit through, man.
Let's play a little zombie attack action. Oh man, look at you fucking blocking this out.
Yeah, dude.
The music is awesome. You have like the zombie
are awesome.
Yeah, the zombies just eating, tearing apart, fighting the soldiers in the. they have a.
Awesome, dude.
Why do they have a Jeep inside of a hallway there? That was kind of weird. That's what I want to know. But there's a lot of cool visuals when the zombies are attacking, like the soldiers in the base at this point. Especially the music is really good. Really
throughout the whole thing, it's not like, heavy metal, but it's got this like cool, like punkish metal vibe to the whole movie that like all the music kind of has that vibe to it, dude. And it does like just amps thing up a little bit more than it would be if it was just like even a traditional like synthesizer fucking, track there. Yeah. I think the actual song works so much better, man.
Yeah. And we do get during this sequence another good head explosion.
Dude. This one is better in my opinion.
The zombie gets their head fucking destroyed with a shotgun. It's not just one shot either. It's like comically, like a comical amount. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she grabs the shotgun and just shoots the fuck out of it.
That's so great. So fucking awesome.
Dude, what the fuck was the name of this group? It's an all-female special forces group.
I didn't fucking catch it, dude. That's hilarious.
You know what? I could tell you in a second.
The
Lethal Ladies.
What is it?
The Lethal Ladies, right?
The Lethal Ladies, dude. It sounds like it should be painted on the sign of a fucking World War II bomber, like a fucking, that's fucking sick, dude. I like that.
We also get the dude that
samurai?
Dude.
The samurai guy, dude.
At one point, he says to somebody, "Go get my fucking sword" or something, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yo, what?" So they're attacked by zombies, and this dude takes his katana out and starts slicing up the zombies. He cuts the one stomach open. He cuts one's arm gets cut off.
Back to him.
Yeah. Would that be you, man? Would you use the katana? Or people don't realize katanas are not very strong swords.
No, dude, that's not a reliable weapon in this kind of situation. Like, ideally, in a zombie situation, you need distance. You don't want to be doing up close, hand to hand combat with a fucking zombie, because where there's one, there's going to be more. And that's how they get you. They're not going to get you because they're quick and they're fucking ferocious. They're going to get you by numbers. Mm-hmm. So if you can get distance and fucking take them out, that's the way to do it, man.
Yeah, and you don't know, man. Depending on what, is causing this outbreak, scratch, a bite is all it takes. Some blood
even
on
fucking
you.
Blood contamination. Exactly, dude. Get a little bit of
you don't
blood
want to
in
be
your mouth. You don't fucking know, dude.
No, man. You don't want to get... most people can't even fight hand to hand. I think people overestimate their abilities. You definitely would wear the fuck out super quick, swinging an axe or a sledgehammer. Like, if you don't swing one of those every day for work, don't bring it with you. Useless. It's useless for you.
Blow your wrist out first hit. You're not gonna fuck. That impact's gonna take you out.
You got a better chance with a bat, I think, than any of those things. But do not no melee.
1991 zombie movies. I feel like once I started looking into this, might be one of the best years for zombie movies. Obviously, you have your early, your 70s movies, your 80s zombie movies and stuff like that they're fucking iconic, dude. But when we start going through this, you realize that like the rise of especially the low budget fucking zombie movie, really came into their own here, dude. Let's name off a few here. I want you to tell me what you think your favorite is out of the bunch. Obviously, we got the Zombie Army here. Let's see. Have you ever seen Zombie Chronicle of Pain?
No, I've never even heard of that.
That's on the list here, dude. Cemetery Man. Cemetery Man is fucking amazing.
Good, great.
Maniac Cop 2.
Good.
Okay. I think it's a pretty solid movie, dude. Let's see. Ozone. Awesome fucking movie, dude. Here we go. Premutus, The Fallen Angel.
Awesome. Perfect movie.
Absolutely. Might be a perfect movie. Zombie Cop. Another 1991.
I enjoyed it.
Fucking awesome movie. 90s. This is just 90s in general, dude. You're talking about, this is when the fucking zombie movies, I think, really came into their own. Death Metal Zombie in 95. Fucking amazing movie, dude. Uncle Sam. What do you think of that movie?
Oh, I love that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I have to rewatch it, man. I haven't watched it since I was a teenager, and I fucking hated it, dude.
It's goofy.
Is it goofy? All right.
Yeah,
that's fucking.
Yeah.
All right. Violent Shit 3, Infantry of Doom.
Awesome.
1999, amazing movie. 92, one of the best fucking movies ever made. Dead Alive. Peter Jackson, 100 fucking percent. Dude, here we're talking about some Todd Sheets. We got Zombie Bloodbath 2, Zombie Cult Massacre. Let's see here. Necrophiles. Fucking amazing. Shattered Dead.
Perfect movie.
I mean,
awesome
the
movie.
90s are, in my opinion, the best decade for zombie movies. That's my conclusion from all of this, is that when you look at the list, maybe just for me, for the type of stuff the movies that I would enjoy. Zombie 90, Extreme Pestilence. Another, you can't beat that, dude.
Well, if you think about it, really, all right, so the 70s, you got Dawn of the Dead and Zombie and all the other, all the stuff like that.
Sure.
The
Which
80s,
set the tone, 100%.
The 80s, you do get, Day of the Dead. You get Return of the Living Dead 1 and 2.
Return of the Living Dead might be one of the best of all time, honestly.
But when it comes to low budget shit, the 90s is, there's a ton of fucking zombie movies. A ton of them, I feel like people, I guess maybe the younger kids have better access to camcorders at home, so they're able to do more by themselves and stuff. And of course, zombie movies are one of the easiest movies to make. You could do that anywhere,
I think, the way I look at it is that the 90s they took all the influences from the other decades, and now they're able to really nail the different little key elements of what zombies are. different movies will like, highlight on like different aspects of zombies that are just really unique and compared to being like a Dawn of the Dead or Return of the Living Dead type of movie. These are like really fun, different kind of stories, especially you got, with Todd Sheets, you're going to get kind of a fucking action movie wrapped around this fucking zombie movie at the same time. You got movies like Weekend at Bernie's 2, where you got a zombie who's hanging out with his pals trying to have a fucking good time, dude. I mean, you get so many different elements, I think, in the 90s that you didn't get from the 80s and the 70s.
Jane Doe says, I was even in a zombie movie. What movie?
Yeah.
Kids with camcorders. I'm taking that as not a actual.
You just had one. Dead is Dead, another fucking 90s zombie movie. Demon Wind, another fucking zombie movie. I mean, Demon Winds, I don't know if that's kind of a zombie movie.
Sorta. I enjoy it. I know you don't like it, but I like it. But Grizz, the humans have to fight back eventually and start doing some damage, and they figure out
man.
What's the best way to get rid of zombies?
I think some battery acid would probably do the trick, man.
Battery acid.
Luckily, they have a shit ton of it, so
which is insane.
Fucking good to go, man.
And this shit is not just regular battery acid. This shit is like the most acidic battery acid ever.
Military grade.
Military grade.
Batteries,
yeah. I like when the two zombies are like eating. And they come in and they just start blasting. Everybody starts getting blasted with battery acid, basically.
It's just like these guys are just hanging out. A couple of homies having a fucking lunchtime snack, dude, and they get destroyed by this fucking battery acid. Look, I love, dude, that zombie's face is awesome.
Yeah, the makeup is sick.
Dig it. Yeah.
They just shoot him with fire extinguishers, basically.
Full of battery acid.
These guys do a good job flailing.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, dude, great reactions. They're selling it. This is great.
Yeah, then they cut back, and there's like smoke everywhere, and you see them all melted, and their bodies are all fucked up.
Oh, that looks so fucking cool, dude. I love it. So gooey.
This turns into a fucking melt movie, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, this gets so gooey, so melty here towards the end. There's some scenes that I was just like, this is like a fucking Nickelodeon fucking game show set, dude. This is fucking insane how much goo is on the fucking screen.
When that one hallway is just filled with zombies getting fucking...
The massacre?
Yeah, dude, this is awesome.
This is amazing. This is amazing. This is so fucking cool.
There's just tons of like melted bodies on the floor.
Yeah.
Just the whole like the coloring of the scene too is very
this might seem morbid maybe, but have you seen like hardcore war pictures of like corpses and shit? Because like, bro, I gotta tell you, it's pretty fucking similar to how that looks. Like,
maybe not that one, but
not that one so much, no, but that like shot of like the body laid out and all the goo and stuff like that, very reminiscent of some like war scenes and shit like that I've seen where I'm like, dude, this is fucking wild looking, man. Extra gooey too.
I like when they shoot the one when they do the nailer thing. They shoot the one zombie that's some of them are like more sentient than others, right?
Yeah, there seems to be like a hierarchy of zombie, which is kind of weird. They never really address it, but there's definitely like the leaders of the pack, if you will.
I think this one has a slight intro to it. Hold on, we know it'll start, but they find one of the old crew members, one of the old team members of theirs, right?
Yeah, now she's a fucking zombie.
Now she's just I like that. The thing's like twitching, the skeleton.
Dude, the yellow in there is great. The green is fucking awesome. Yeah, that looks so good.
Green goo. Look at this. It's awesome. I wonder if they just... Oh, look, the mouth is still moving.
Yeah.
I guess that's her under there.
The pose is awesome. Dude.
One thing we didn't mention is that during this whole thing, there's a side story of the woman that is locked up with Jim. Right? Is that his name? Jim? And
yeah, Jim.
She's like with this other army dude that's going to the base or whatever, and she's like messing around with him. And they're in the mental asylum, and the soldiers just bust in the room and shoot them both and melt them right after. And they're like,
fucking, and they get shot right in the middle of.
Well, there's a thing where the one soldier goes, "How do we know that was him?" And the other soldier goes, "Well, who the fuck else would it be?"
Yeah, that's like the greatest way to and it's not him. Jim is still on the loose. You know, I like that aspect of it, that Jim is actually accounted for as being dead, but he's actually not dead. So that's fucking fun, man.
We get like the Friday the 13th shot of like the hospital, and he's in the window.
Yeah,
right?
Still alive, dude.
But we never got a part 2 though. Never got a Zombie Army 2, right?
I would have got into it, man. I would have bought part 2 for sure.
Because they do show another like platoon moving in, right?
Yeah, like something like go to Hawaii or so. I couldn't. Yeah, something like that.
That was supposed to be
because like they are. Like that's where everyone was going.
They basically like, we can't let anybody know it happened here, so we're all gonna go be. Hawaii. We're all gonna get moved to a different base, and it's gonna be in Hawaii.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, that's very 90s too. People used to think Hawaii was like, oh fuck it, all my problems will be resolved if I just move to Hawaii. Right.
Amen, dude.
Not the case.
That's how I feel.
Not the case.
It's not gonna solve it. All right.
Nah, dude, you're just gonna get a meth fucking problem and be hated by the locals.
Nothing new, dude. Shit.
True. But that was The Zombie Army from 1991. Grizz, what do you think, man? I think this is a must watch. I really enjoyed it. I think it's got everything that you want from these like early 90s video rental fucking low budget zombie flicks.
Dude, I would watch this back to back with like Zombie 90. Great double feature. Same kind of like, obviously one's German, this one's, domestic. You could fucking same sensibility, both goofy. More so the dialogue in Zombie 90 gives you that fucking goofiness from the overdub. But man, this movie fits right in line with all those. We just covered Zombie Cop not too long ago.
It's another one that goes well with this.
Great back to back you could fucking put with this movie, and it'd be really, really fun, man. Because that is a Bookwalter movie, and this has that same sensibility. It could definitely fit right in with that pack.
I agree.
I love this movie, dude. I think this was a lot of fun. Surprisingly, more than I thought I would. I thought I would dig it a little bit, but this movie fucking ruled, man.
There you go, man. See? Sometimes we get lucky. Sometimes we get lucky. But Grizz, next week we know what we're watching is good.
Oh, yeah.
Next Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Today's Video Podcast. We will be covering Intruder from 1989. This is a classic slasher from the end of the 80s, the end of the
somehow
classics.
we've never covered. We've talked about this movie in probably a dozen plus episodes.
Yeah, I'm convinced we did this, but neither of us could find the episode, so who cares? Intruder is an awesome one. I just told Grizz I watched it rather recently also, so funny enough. But Intruder has one of the best decapitation scenes out of all the films in the 80s. Unfortunately, it's cut from the tape. So you have to see
We'll watch the unrated.
Yeah, you have to watch the unrated modern versions, but there's nothing wrong with that because you get to see stuff like that. But that's going to be Intruder from 1989 next Tuesday night on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Today's Video Podcast. And Grizz, it's time we head over to the wide world of metal. And I already told you that I really enjoyed this fucking album this week. What do we have?
Dude, I actually really, really, really enjoyed this album too. The band is called Disembodiment. They are a Canadian band. They hail from Sherbrooke, Quebec. I'm sure I'm butchering that shit terribly. But this is their first full-length album that they are going to be putting out. There's only 3 tracks released so far. The actual album will be released on the 11th. So fucking 10 days from now. So if you do dig what you're about to hear, you got something to look forward to in 10 days. Let's start off with, by the way, the album is going to be titled Spiral Crypts. Wait till you fucking see the artwork on this motherfucker, dude. Probably one of the sickest artworks ever.
What do you want to start with?
Let's start out with the with Stygian Overture.
There you go, man. Like a Magic the Gathering card.
Yeah, it sounds like one. Cartone's a monster.
Yeah, this thing is heavy as fuck. The artwork is so
drums.
fucking cool.
Oh my god, dude! I can stare at that thing fucking all day.
Here's something I want to ask you, Grizz. What if you woke up and you like were in that artwork?
I mean, I could think of worse artworks to be in. So, I mean, like Chapel of Ghouls, I think I wouldn't want to be in that fucking.
Imagine waking up in this fucking like Lovecraftian like dimension with this giant creature just fucking looking at you.
Dude, very like, yeah, it is very Lovecraftian. I think such everything is just draws inspiration from fucking Lovecraft. Like you could tie everything back
crazy.
to that motherfucker, dude.
That's why it's fucking crazy.
He's a fucking madman. All right, let's fucking. Also, yeah. So when you guys listen to this, the three things that stand out to me the most, obviously the singer fucking rules, but the guitar tone is fucking massive. And then to back it up, there's sections where the bass sits so perfectly on top of the mix that sound just like it's so thick with everything else going on, man. And then
like
the drummer, I do, dude. And fucking the drummer fucking just nails it. Like, I love hearing a real drummer doing shit like this, nasty fucking blast beats, time changes and shit. I love a solid band that can actually put together really fucking good music. Let's hit them with the name Spiral Crypts off of the self-titled from the album here. Awesome death metal, just great old school fucking death metal song.
If me and you had a battle to the death, we'd probably play this.
I would want to play this, dude. Yeah. Close combat battle, just fucking dude, it'll be fun.
Fighting with sharpened sticks.
Like, we gotta plan that one day. Whenever we're ready to go, we'll fucking.
We're just gonna get two sharpened sticks and go out into the woods. And that's it, right?
That's all you get. Yeah,
throw your cell phone and your wallet into the lake, and that's it.
24-inch stick, and good luck.
Neither of us are leaving. That's it.
I said my favorite track for last here. Great fucking name, just a classic death metal name. Also a really fucking cool track. This one is called "Infected to Rot." Very fitting for this week. Oh, the drum is sick.
See, like, this is probably awesome live.
Oh, yeah. Dude, bands like this always kick ass live, dude. It's just simple, not simple, but just straightforward, good death metal. There's no fucking extras added to it. Four dudes just fucking ripping, dude.
It's awesome with, like, the real drummer also.
Yeah.
Like, it definitely adds something to it when it's not just the program drums. Like, you know that we love the program shit, but, like, when it's a dude doing it and it's, like, slightly more basic than you would get when you have a full computerized drum section. Gives it that extra, like, the groove. Yeah.
Same thing with, like, you know, I see a lot of bands. Like, I saw Peeling Flesh recently. Really fucking good live. The one thing that I was just missing, though, was bass. Because there's just two guitar players. Yeah, they play, like, fucking 12 strings, whatever the fuck kind of guitar number strings they play now.
You need a bass. You need a bass. It doesn't,
you know, I see bands try to do it where they'll add, like, an octave pedal down to try to get to that fucking range. Or they'll add, like, a meat box, a DOD meat box to their fucking channel to try to get to that bass tone. And it's not the same because it's just a repetitive notes of a guitar player. It's not adding dynamic like a fucking bass player does, dude. And, like, that's what I love about these types of bands where you have a full ensemble that, like, can really write things together that aren't just the same. Like, the bass isn't playing the guitar lines. He's adding texture to what's fucking being played. Yeah, they're musicians, dude. Like, it's awesome.
The only thing that I think is acceptable is if you have a synthesizer player or a keyboardist of some sort.
Well, it takes up that range, you know. It takes up
you need a separate
lower
instrument.
Octaves that you need. So
yeah. Also, when you just do, like, the an octave pedal, it's still just a guitar. So it doesn't have that thickness that a bass would have. You know, you're not getting smacked with the low end.
The vibration of the bass strings makes so much difference. When you can actually, like, hear the fucking bass strings slapping off the instrument, it makes a big fucking difference, in my opinion. Speaking of bass strings slapping off of instruments, fucking August 22nd, your boy's going to see Mortician again. Super fucking excited.
Oh damn, where's that?
If you're in the Syracuse area,
Oh,
if you want to come to the fucking Syracuse area,
I'm not allowed in New
fucking
York
hit me
anymore.
up. Yeah, I know. Fucking hit me up because I am fucking pumped. It's a rescheduled show. One of my very good friends recently has passed away. Who's my tattoo artist friend, Scott Sonner. We had a benefit for him, and Mortician was playing on the same fucking night. You know, wasn't gonna miss that, so I went to the benefit. Turns out Mortician show got fucking canceled, got moved to the 22nd of August. Now I can fucking go. I am fucking pumped, dude. We saw him. What was it? Last November we saw him together.
Yeah, it was a while ago now.
And dude,
It's awesome.
It was so fucking good, dude. They still crush live, man. So I'm excited for that.
Who are they playing with? Anybody good?
I think just a bunch of locals from what I saw. I have to look again, but
What do you think about that?
hopefully.
What do you think about the one good band and then like you got to sit through the locals? What do you think about that?
It's tough. Sometimes it can be surprising. I've seen some bands that have like, you know, I'm pretty glad that I was here to fucking experience that kind of a thing. You know, I've actually been in those situations when I was younger where I saw bands that actually went on to be pretty fucking cool,
Bigger.
pretty successful, you know, and like I was appreciative that I was able to see them in their infancy kind of a thing. But altogether, man, sometimes it's a fucking grueling ordeal. Don't get me wrong. I've been one of those bands. I've been the opening band
We've all
hundreds
been
of
there.
times, you know, and I know how grueling it was for people that had to sit through my fucking sets, dude, because you don't know the music. You're not familiar with the artist. And that's half of the connection when you go see a band is that familiarity, that experience of, you know, knowing the songs and having that connection to them. You go see a local opener, you don't know their fucking music, dude. And that's a hard sell.
Yeah.
So, and I've been there, but it doesn't mean I still want to fucking sit through 4 bands to
Luckily
see my favorite band.
Luckily for me, when I was playing shows like that, as long as your band played something that people could beat the fuck out of each other to, you were good to go. And luckily we checked that mark pretty good. So that was always like a saving grace that it's like, okay, what kind of crowd is it? All right, thank fucking God. And like you would open up with your intro and it's like a mosh fucking intro and everyone's like, all right.
You got to set the tone for sure.
Yeah.
You know, it is very much audience dependent. Cause like, you know, when you're playing in a club that's got 10 people in it and they're all the other fucking bands waiting to go on.
That shit sucks, man. That is
hard.
Dude,
It's
that
hard.
shit
It's part of it, you know. You have to go through that, I think, to appreciate the shows where it's fucking packed. People are on stage, fucking jumping off and shit. Like those shows are so much fun, but they wouldn't be as fun if I didn't have to sit through those shows of like.
Sometimes you need the bad days to show you what the good ones are, right?
The yin and yang, dude. It's life, baby.
I know that. I mean, we always used to fucking be pissed after, like, because every band I've ever been in, like, you're bringing all this gear with you everywhere you go. It's like, fuck. So, like, when you bring all your shit and you play to the other bands, you're like, why did I even do it? But as I got older and we started doing it more for fun and less for, like, let's get a contract, let's get signed, blah, 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 you started being like, all right, let's try some different shit out. Let's do some things. Let's switch it. Like, you know, I'm going to use your amp today. And like you use mine, or I'm going to use these pedals that I never use, or I'm going to play solos here that I never did. Like,
and dude, you get a better response when you're not taking it as seriously. Like that vibe comes across.
Oh yeah,
when you're playing. It's fun, man. Like you come across as not as serious of a band.
For younger people out there that are like just starting to like play in bands and all that stuff, the more serious you try to be when you're on stage, the more douchey you're gonna look. Right?
Yeah. You're not a fucking a rock star.
Relax.
Just go up there and have fucking
even
fun
if you
with
are
your friends, man.
I never got that. Like, just fucking relax. Don't yell at the sound guy. Don't.
Some
don't
of
get
my
mad
favorite bands are bands that are so much fun live because they're having fun.
Yeah.
You know, like sure, I've gone and seen some like really fucking like, you know, I seen, you know, Watain live. None of those dudes are on stage having fucking fun. It's a very different, serious fucking vibe. And that's fitting for that kind of music, dude. if I'm going to see a death metal band, dude, I want to have some fucking fun, dude. I want people throwing down. I want some headbanging. I want the whole fucking experience, man. Like,
yeah, relax. Frankie says relax, right?
Yeah. Just do it, dude.
take a message from Jimmy Buffett, right? Just fucking take a chill pill. All right, Grizz, where could they find this wonderful album?
You can find it on Spotify. You can find it on Bandcamp, YouTube. The band, once again, is Disembodiment. Am I saying that right? Yeah, Disembodiment, Spiral Crypts. This is their first full length. It comes out on July 11th. So head over to the Bandcamp. You can check out these tracks in their entirety. They're all pretty good length too, like 4-minute songs, each one of them and shit, dude. So they're not just writing like, little quick in and outs. They got some dynamic to each song that, change up and shit. Really fun listen. So
there you go.
Get on that shit, dude. July 11th.
There it is. Can't believe the 4th of July is already almost here.
Yeah, dude, fucking
Friday.
Tears. I didn't even think about that shit, dude.
Dude, the weather has been fucking insane over here.
I was like, I don't gotta work on Friday? Holy shit.
Yeah. Fuck, man. Well, we'll see how the weather is. It's been fucking crazy. We got so much rain in the last 2 days, and it was all in very short amounts of time. It was fucking crazy.
I mean, I'm going to be coming down and hanging out with you in another week or so here. And I'm looking at the weather for VHS Fest, and it's just as fucking bad. I mean, obviously, we got some time. It could definitely change, but it's like the entire week of is just like storms listed for every fucking day. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, what are we doing?
Not good. But Grizz, is there anything else you would like to add?
No, fucking Intruder next week's going to be fucking awesome, man. Zombie Army this week was really, really fun. If you haven't watched this movie, go online, search it out. You can find it. You can watch it. Go support our homies over at Future Video and buy that fucking Blu-ray. It's definitely worth the few bucks he's charging for it.
Definitely. And where could they find you on the internet?
You can find me on Instagram at Kane_enabler.
And you can find me at Bad Taste Video, and you can find everything we do at www.badtastevideo.com. We stream live every Tuesday night on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@badtastevideopodcast, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next week, we will be covering Intruder from 1989, a slasher classic from the 80s. But we want to thank everybody for coming in the chat. We want to thank everybody for watching live. We want to thank everybody for listening via podcast that's released every Thursday, wherever podcasts are found. And we'll see you next week with Intruder.